The most expensive cars in the world are so much more than just transportation. These ruling art pieces encapsulate the priorities of the 1%, and in that universe, flamboyance and swagger take precedence over practicality and efficiency. So, let's get started. The 2020 Lamborghini Sian is a hybrid supercar that the Italian firm unveiled ahead of the 2019 at the Frankfurt Motor Show. Powered by a V12 gasoline engine and a 48V electric motor, the Sian is a Lambo's first mass-produced hybrid with 820 horsepower. However, the supercar is limited to only 63 units. It costs $3.6 million. Once again, Bugatti shows the world that it knows how to throw a party, especially one that celebrates the company's 110th anniversary. The Bugatti Chiron Super Sport 300 Plus joins the car maker's Fantastic 3, Divo, La Voiture Noire and the 110, with at least the same amount of flair and plumpness underlined by what could very well be today's industry spearhead in automotive performance. Also, the Bugatti Chiron Super Sport 300 Plus matched the 300 mph barrier with 1600 horsepower coming from the 8-liter W16 engine. It costs $3.9 million. The Lamborghini Veneno is completely road legal. It has the same 6.5-liter V12 as the Aventador, boosted to 739 brake horsepower with a 220 mph max. It has the same permanent 4WD, inboard pushrod suspension and carbon monocoque chassis. It has been built to celebrate Lambo's 50th birthday, and though it would be cheaper to make a cake, that's not how they do business. It's why we love them. It costs $4.5 million. The Trivetta features a unique double carbon rear wing, Connell exhaust system, carbon ceramic brakes with ABS, airbags, paddle shift, chrono instrument cluster, infotainment system, tire monitoring system, and a hydraulic lifting system. The Trivetta was originally intended to be a limited edition of 3 examples. The white carbon fiber used for the Trivetta made the car extremely difficult and time-consuming to manufacture. However, a decision was taken to make the car even more exclusive and limit the number of Trivettas made to just 2. It costs $4.8 million. Pagani isn't the biggest supercar brand in the world. It's not even the most popular one. But when it comes to producing extreme and hardcore limited edition models, the Italian supercar brand takes a backseat to obsoleting a new one. Case in point, the 5-piece Pagani Huayra Imola. It's named after the famous Italian racetrack that has hosted countless Formula 1 races in its own long and storied history. Pagani will only build 5 units in the Huayra Imola. It costs $5.4 million. The Bugatti Divo is a truck-focused version of the Chiron. It's also the supercar through which Bugatti revived its coach-building tradition after 7 decades. Although, based on the Chiron, the Divo looks significantly different, boasting what appears to be a new design language. Unlike the Chiron, the Divo will be built in only 40 examples. It costs $5.8 million. The Maybach Accelerator was revealed in Berlin in 2005. The one-off 2.6-tone Accelerator was the sinister result. You might think the Accelerator is a bit ugly, a bit pointless, perhaps a summing up of where the whole Maybach brand went wrong, but as a piece of engineering and one of the most evil-looking cars ever to turn the wheel in anger, it deserves all of our respect. It costs 8 million US dollar, and the American rapper Birdman bought the only copy of this concept car. The 110 is the fifth official variant of the Bugatti Chiron. It joins the Chiron Sport, the 110 ounce Bugatti model that celebrates the company's 110th anniversary, the La Voiture Noire and the truck-prepped Divo. Since the 110 means 110 in Italian, it also celebrates 110 years since Bugatti was established by Ettore Bugatti in Molsheim, France. Not surprisingly, the 110 features the same quad-turbo 8-liter W16 that Bugatti has been using in the Veyron and the Chiron for more than a decade now, and the engine generates 1577 horsepower. The 2020 110 is limited to only 10 units. It costs 9 million US dollar. When you're a company that's invested in all of the finest things in life, you tend to go to places that very few will go to just so you can make a point. Rolls-Royce has a reputation for having this kind of mindset. So when a deep-pocketed customer approached the British luxury automaker and asked it to build him a car like no other, the company obliged. The result is this one-off creation called the Rolls-Royce Swiftail. Rolls hasn't given us any mechanical details, probably because to talk about such things as horsepower, acceleration and miles per gallon is considered a bit vulgar. However, we think it's safe to assume the Swiftail is based on an existing Rolls platform and that long bonnet contains one of its familiar V12s. And there's only one in the world, and it costs 12 million US dollar. La Voiture Noire is the result, an extraordinary looking machine that uses the Chiron as its basis, with the familiar, if it's that the word, near 1500 brake horsepower, 8-liter, quad-turbocharged, 16-cylinder underneath that majestically reworked rear end. Unlike the Divo, a car that's going to be built in 40 units, La Voiture Noire will remain unique. Despite the unique bodywork and detailing, remains the standard Chiron under the hood. So performance is similar to the vehicle it is based on. It costs 19 million US dollar. So, life criticism aside, these are truly mind-boggling machines that oneself would dream to drive one day or even own one of them.